Hey folks, this is Ben from Road to VR at CES 2015. I'm here at the 3D-Head booth checking out what they're working on. I have James here, who is the COO, and we're going to learn more about what they're doing. So we're Road to VR, of course, we're all about virtual reality, so we're here mostly interested in the headset. Can you tell us what that's all about? What's the pitch?
Oh, the headset is a game player's dream. What we have there is actually a second screen that's like mirroring the screen from the PC. So as you're playing your game on your PC, what it gives you by having the internal gyroscopes and motion tracking system, you can then use your head as you move around inside the game. Your head changes your point of view without having to move your fingers on your keyboard and mouse or on your joystick. You're actually using your head to change your viewing position, while you're using your right hand to keep shooting and attacking and throwing rocks and grenades, and your left hand is moving your avatar around. So basically it gives you a third hand while you're fighting or you're competing inside your game.
So our audience is a group of smart, passionate VR enthusiasts. Is this product for them?
It's not truly virtual reality. What it is it's a 360 kind of a degree motion tracking system, so that you can very easily, quickly rotate your body around, looking in any direction, and see the aspect as if you was actually standing inside the game. So it's like teleporting your body physically, or surrounding yourself with your display, so that as you turn, as you look in any direction, up, down, you're looking inside the game without having to grab your mouse and quickly drag it around, or hitting your controls on the keyboard to spin it around. You just turn your body around.
So tell me about the headset itself, the projected version. What's the resolution, what's the field of view, and what's the latency?
Once it's running, the field of view, what you see is about 100 degrees, and which is like a little bit more than just straight on. But as your head moves, obviously it spins around in 360 degrees, up, down, in any direction, and it just tracks as your head moves. The resolution is 1080p inside the headset. We're working on making it 2K, and we're probably a couple of months away from that. But right now, the latency, we can't measure it. It's in the megahertz, very tiny latency. Anyone that's checked it out in the last 2 or 3 days, they say it's imperceivable. They really can't see any lag.
And so the headset is not virtual reality, if I understood that correctly?
Not in the classical definition of virtual reality. It's more an immersive positional in the game. You feel like you're more in control of your viewing. You feel like you're more in control of the game, because you feel like you're more inside the game, and more like I don't know how to explain it. You just feel like you're inside the game, but you don't feel like you're only in the game. I mean, you can still look down and you can see your keyboard or your joystick. You still know you're physically standing in the real world. So I guess that's the difference. You're inside the game, but you're also standing in the real world.
So have you tried the Oculus Rift?
Yes, yeah.
And you're comfortable calling this an Oculus Rift Killer, even though you're saying they're not the same thing?
We're not playing in the same technology field. We looked at the idea of being competitive with them, with the fact that we can play any game. Right now, if it plays on a PC, plays on an Xbox, we can play in that field. So we're like miles ahead of where they are right now with respect to gameplay. Now, their technology is different than ours. You put on the Oculus headset, you don't know where you're at except you're inside the game. You don't see your feet, you don't see your arms. You're inside this virtual little world. That's a different technology. What we want to be is we want to give game players an experience that gives them an edge. If they got the helmet on, they've got the extra control, the extra edge, and if you're competing against a guy who doesn't have that, you're gonna have an edge. You're gonna have the advantage in a conflict if you're competing against a team with helmets versus the one that don't have the heads-up displays. It's just that extra time-saving the extra responsiveness, the extra speed that you're going to have that gives you an edge. You may be a less qualified or less competitive guy might beat a better competitive guy if he's got that edge.
So you'd say it's honest to call it an Oculus Killer?
I wouldn't say it's an Oculus Killer. I mean, the marketing guys say that they're trying to get people to, I mean, if you create bad press, a good press, whatever press you create, it gets people to come in. All right, so, and then the people say, why in the hell would you, shouldn't say that, I'm sorry, why do you say that you're an Oculus Killer? What are you killing? We just say we can play on any game, any platform, and now. I mean, you got a game, come watch it on our headset, make you a better gamer, and ready to play today.
So, do you play games yourself?
Oh yeah, I play every game just to see how, well, every game's a wrong word. I play as many games as I can just as soon as they come out to see how it responds, how we can improve what we're doing with respect to the gameplay.
And you find it that you're more competitive or better at playing with the headset than using a controller or mouse?
I am, by far, because if it's a keyboard and mouse game, I do not want to take my hand off the keyboard and find the mouse. I do not want to do that. Some really high-end joysticks are almost as good. I mean, they give, if you're a game player and you've got a joystick game, you can get pretty good, but still that extra movement that's not required because it's on your head, that still gives you that millisecond that you might need to actually kick somebody's butt.
And what's the weight of the unit currently?
It's 1.7 pounds, but absolutely all of the weight is either directly on top of your head or behind you in the battery. So the fulcrum effect is zero. It feels, everybody tries it on says it feels like it's totally balanced. There is no momentum as you move it back and forward because of the way it's positioned. And these are all prototypes that are SLS printed, and the production models won't be out for about another almost 8 weeks. And so once those come, they're going to be out of very thin polycarbonate that'll take almost a half a pound out of the weight.
So when you put that on, you would tell me that there's no inertia from the weight?
This one will have more than the production unit has, but to me, I don't feel it. I don't feel when I go, there's a band that connects it around your head, and if you find where you feels comfortable in your head and you tighten it so that it's secure to your head, it has no movement and it doesn't feel like it's pulling your neck at all.
Okay, and tell me when will this be available and how can people get it? How much?
It's going to be close to probably 1st of June before we get all these things shipping. And there's lots of pieces that's got to come together in the molds and then the production of the electronics and stuff. We're pretty much done with all the design. It's just actually getting the tools made and getting into mass production.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for answering my questions. Appreciate it.